some of these new ones look really great, eh?
Oh yeah.
This is pretty cool. They're saying that pretty much all early 20-cent covers for Marvel now are going up in value because if you have a true VF or higher, they're very, very scarce. So
Nice.
it's amazing some of the prices that some of the stuff is even. I'm not even talking about keys. I'm talking about regular.
Just a regular issue run, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, I like runs.
Mm-hmm. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back. We've got another special episode for you tonight, and I do mean special because I got my special guest Mike.
Yeah.
And also my special guest Jose.
Hey.
We got some really, really cool books to show you tonight, and a couple nice keys, and a really, really nice a Golden Age book. I don't think have we ever shown a Golden Age before?
I don't think we have.
This will be a first.
One of the first ones, yeah.
So yeah, guys. So we're not going to waste any more time here. So we're going to go over to the other area, and yeah, let's get started, guys. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to start with me. This is my book, my first book. Mike, do you remember Battle of the Planets?
Oh man, this was my favorite cartoon show, man. I used to watch this every day after grade school.
Yeah, I know.
Sure, man. Absolute.
Me too, yeah. I mean, this I don't know, maybe you guys are aware of this or not, but Battle of Planets is one of the very first North American Japanese anime show. Well, actually, it's a North American show based on a Japanese anime show.
Yeah.
Battle of the Planets.
Gotcha Man.
Gotcha Man. Yeah. I think that was from 72. The Japanese anime was from 72. Battle of Planets was from 1978. And as you can see from this one, Top Cow, I guess, got the licensing for Battle of Planets and started releasing a book. So I saw this at Gotham Central it was last weekend. Last weekend I saw this. And, I mean, you can't, the cover, filming it doesn't really do the cover justice because you have to see how beautiful this cover is. It's an Alex Ross cover. It's a holographic cover. And when I saw it, I just absolutely fell in love with it. And
Well, it's foil.
It's foil, yeah. And it cost me $7.
Yeah.
$7, yeah. And it came out in August. This is actually pretty old too. It's from August 2002. Yeah.
Okay. It's worth about $8 US, which
Yeah.
means it'd be in our Canadian dollar worth about what, 10, $11, something like that.
You got it for the U.S. price, yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's not an expensive book, but it's a cool Alex Ross foil cover, and I saw it. And inside, so flipping through the inside, I haven't read it yet, so I don't know whether the story's good or not. But the artwork is certainly fantastic.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. So again, just one of those books you see and you buy it for no apparent reason whatsoever, other than you think it's really, really cool. Okay, and the next book here we have is Jose's. It's Showcase Presents number 78?
97.
Sorry, I need to get a new prescription for my glasses. Mm-hmm. So Jose, talk to me, man. It's a fantastic book. Talk to me.
Okay, so all three books I'm going to be talking about tonight, get a shout out for Sandy from Retro Rare. This is my entree to our menu tonight for the first course appetizer. It's going to be Silver Age goodness. Yeah, no buffet tonight. And then, of course, for the main course, we're going to have some old gold there. Mm-hmm. So this is the first book, and Paul is right. This is Showcase Presents Power Girl 97 from February 1978. As you guys, if you've seen previous episodes, I'm a big Power Girl fan. From our key issues, there's only really two. Her first appearance in All-Star 58, and this one, the Showcase 97. This is the best cover. As far as I'm concerned, she's bursting out, breaking the fourth wall. It's classic cover. And like I said, when you're a Power Girl fan, this is one of the two books I think that you have to have. Sandy's extra fair with me. He had it on the wall as soon as I came in. He knew I would have to have it. I didn't even bargain with him. I paid $40. It's not really a high grade, but you know what? It's about a 7.5 maybe. So I mean, it's $28 US. I'm willing to give him his profit. He knows that I like stuff, and a good retailer will tailor his inventory to fit the regular customers' kind of wants. So he probably bought it and knew right away he'd flip it. But like I said, I didn't even bother bargaining it. I had to have it. You guys know how big a Power Girl fan I am.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that with Harley Quinn too. Sometimes I'll buy a book. I may not be getting the deal that I hope for, but if it's one I don't have and I'm not certain I'm going to be able to find it anytime soon, I'll pay the price. I got no problem with
This
it.
is a hard overhead book. I mean, I'm never going to flip this book. It's a book that I'll always have. So
Yeah. Nice, Jose. Thanks for bringing it.
no problem.
Okay, so this next book is mine. This is Harley Quinn number 15, but it's not just the regular 15. This is the 1 in 25 variant. I picked it up last week at the Retro Rare Collectibles. It did not cost me $3.99. This was not cheap. It cost me $25, but I'm a big fan of Harley Quinn, and finding the variants isn't always easy, so I paid the money, and I'm pretty happy with it.
Are you sure the variants will hold their value over the years, though? That's what I'm always curious about.
You know what? That's a good question, Mike, and I honestly do not know. My personal opinion, I don't know that they will, because this whole idea of variants has become so common. I mean, almost every issue has a variant, has a 1 in 10 variant, 1 in 20 variant,
25,
1 in 25.
Yeah.
I mean, just a name, just as an example, I think Star Wars number 1 had like 50 different variants. Archie number 1, and it came out like 6 months
Oh,
ago.
yeah, there's a lot of series that.
Yeah, and Justice League, they started that over from number 1 a few months ago.
Justice League of America, I have like 34 of the 52. They did every state flag, I believe.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The one thing this has going for it is
I
Harley.
picked those up for $1.
Yeah, yeah. But the one thing this has going for it is Harley Quinn has a big fan base, and it is a 1 in 25 variant, and it is rare, far more rare than the regular cover. Will it stay worth $25? I don't know. Personally, I don't think so. But we can revisit this in like 3-4 years and
'Cause
see
right
what.
now it's a very hot series.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
All right, so our next book is Jose's book, and this is Strange Tales 146. Nick Fury, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Jose,
Wow.
tell us all about it.
Okay, so for my first course, this is some Silver Age goodness from July of 1966, The End at Last. Now, why is this a minor key is because this is Steve Ditko's last issue of Strange Tales before he passed the baton over to Steranko and other people. So, yeah, it is a minor key. It was picked up from Retro Rare, like I said, from Sandy. He looks like he got some Strange Tales from a collection because this book's a natural lead into the next book for Paul, who also picked up a Strange Tales from that run. He gave me a very friendly price. Again, if you're a regular, I guess you can expect to get some kind of a deal sometimes, and he was very fair with me. It's a mid-grader, I would say. It's a nice clean book. It's about a 6.5. At that grade, it's supposed to be about $24 US. I paid 25 Canadian, so it is a deal. And like I said, the last Ditko, and maybe sometimes we don't talk about much Steve Ditko. I mean, the co-creator of Spider-Man and the creator of Doctor Strange. And we should mention, like I said, to everybody that the Doctor Strange movie is coming out this year in November with Benedict Cumberbatch. And I've just been online and I've just read that I think Rachel McAdams, our Canadian actress, is being cast as, I don't know, maybe the love interest. She plays a nurse, I think. Because if
That's
anybody
cool.
knows the origin of Doctor Strange, he was a surgeon who basically gets in an accident, I think a car accident, his hands are crippled, so he basically loses his job, and he turns to the Mystic Master, the Ancient One, to basically kind
That's
of get.
like the origin. He's
Yeah.
still in the Spideys right now, or Deadpool's or something.
Yeah, it's a great
He's in the newer
book.
series.
I've been buying Strange Tales recently. I think on an earlier episode we talked about another Strange Tales with the first Steranko.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was 151. Great cover.
Now, Jose, I don't know if you can answer this, but if you wanted to purchase this book in, let's say, a near mint condition, like a 9.4 to a 9.6, any idea how much money you'd be looking at?
Oh, you'd be talking 3 figures, but we're talking in the low hundreds again. I don't know. Like I said, sometimes with these books, like there not be any 9.8 CGC braided books in the
Yeah.
senses
Not
at least.
ideal.
That doesn't mean they're not exist. It's just that they may not have any. It's hard to get them in the really, really high grades, 9.6 and 9.8s, and then you're paying like. It could be like whatever somebody's asking for, but in the lower 9, 9.2, 9.4, it's like I said, I think you could expect to pay a couple $100 Canadian for it.
Yeah.
So still very reasonable. Like I said, The End at Last, this is the last Steve Ditko Strange Tales.
Yeah, that's definitely what I would consider a keep. And it's a great book, Jose. Thanks very much for
Not a
bringing
problem. And one last thing, like I said, there's also Stan Lee's coming to Fan Expo in this fall, and this is a book I actually consider maybe him signing. The End at Last, we will not
This
see
is his
Stan Lee
last
again.
visit
Yeah,
to
so
Toronto.
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, that's true. Stan has announced that this will be his last Comic-Con appearance here in Canada. So any of the Canadian listeners, if you want to get Stan Lee's autograph, this is probably going to be your last chance.
So be prepared to line up and get in line because it's going to be a very long line, I'm predicting.
Now, one of the YouTubers I like to watch a lot is the Captain Strangelove. Now, if you ever watch any of his videos, he's got some fantastic Golden Age books. I mean, he's really got a superb collection. But unfortunately, for the rest of us, finding a Golden Age book, it's not easy. So you're going to see him in these videos. It's going to be few and far in between. They're rare, very rare, and rarer still is trying to find them in really good condition. And here we have, wow, this is the first time ever, Jungle Comics number 88. And this is from April 1947.
Almost 70 years old, yes. This is some Golden Age goodness. Okay, so guys, this is my first, needless to say, Golden Age book, picked up again from Retro Rare. Give it another shout out to Sandy. So Fiction House was like an American publisher of pulp magazines and comic books. Existed from roughly the 20s to the 1950s. Its comic division was best known for its pin-up style good girl art, and it's epitomized by the company's most popular character, Sheena, the Queen of the Jungle. They expanded into comic books in the late 30s. It was an emerging medium which seemed a very viable option because of the fast-fading pulps. They released Jumbo Comics number 1 in September of 38, featuring Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. And when that was a hit, they went on to publish the first Jungle Comics number 1, which premiered in January of 1940. So this is obviously not that. This is number 88. For these books, there's no such thing really necessarily as key books. There's some that are key. There's some that are just basically books. But I mean, here, cover appeal. Now, in a decision of this, like I said, I mean, things were priced out of my thing as far as Golden Age books. Like, I mean, I was not going to obviously be looking for any kind of Golden Age superhero book like Captain America or Namor, because those are astronomically priced. Same thing for war books, epitomized by Schomburg, Alex Schomburg, who did these fantastic, great books. War comic collectors, a genre unto themselves, and for Golden Age and Silver Age books, they get priced out. So those are two main options. So what was left for me is basically good girl or pinup art, which Jungle Comics is a treasure trove of. Their covers are basically the man's basically best friend if you're looking for that kind of good girl pinup art. But like I said, they were great. But of course now they, like a lot of publishers back then, they fell afoul of the law. And that was epitomized by Dr. Wortham, who basically kind of ran kind of like the equivalent of the McCarthy, except for comic books. They were kind of basically witch trials. They painted on comic books, everything having to do with juvenile delinquency and increasing rates of juvenile delinquency.
The lie detector.
Yeah, the subcommittee things were called the Seduction of the Innocent, and they happened in '54. And like I said, they basically it forced a downturn in comic book sales. Of course, that wasn't the only thing, but that in combination with the rise of television and paperback novels, those things they're competing for the reader's leisure time, basically caused the increasingly difficult business environment, and basically Jungle Comics ceased to exist, I think, in 1954 or 55. So it's a sad thing, but like I said, this is a great book. Condition-wise, it's a nice mid-grader. Like I said, it's got a tiny little chip off the bottom left-hand corner. You can't even see, of course, with this camera. You're not being able to see it, and that's holding it back a bit. If it didn't have that, I'd hate to think what the grade of this book would be. Now, obviously, condition-wise, the pages I've looked inside the book, it's kind of like obviously cream yellowish. I mean, but it's almost 70 years old. You'd expect to see that, and I would be surprised if I didn't see that. So overall, a grade about a 6.5 maybe. So it's a mid-grader for a Golden Age book. That's a great grade. Now, he gave me a deal that he had it for $2.25. He finally sold to me for $50 less, $1.75. I am probably going to get it CGC'd for no other reason that it's a 7-year-old book. I want to stop the deterioration process of the book by putting a piece of micropaper inside, which the slabbing process would do. So it's a great book, and I'm happy it's my first. Like I said, I mean, it's a great cover. Your eye is drawn into the thing. And if you notice, extra special emphasis and depth of shading and modeling is done to the kind of caiman, alligator, dinosaur creature, so that it really pops and stands out. And like I said, great pinup kind of cover girl. barrel kind of, and it was like I said, it featured this kind of knockoff. I mean, Jungle Comics did not have the rights to do Edgar Rice Burroughs, Tarzan kind of stuff. I think at the time Dell had that. So Kanga, this the kind of the White Panther, he's quailing at the thought of entering the Juju Mist.
Yeah.
So it's kind of great stuff. It's of its time. So I mean, it's a great cover. I bought it for the cover, and I don't regret it one bit.
Amazing,
Nice. Awesome.
So our first Golden Age book, our first pre-code book. Mm-hmm. And
So
one of the major comic auction houses had a number one. I don't know if it was a Jungle or if it was a Jumbo. And it was several thousand. I think if I remember correctly, something like 7,500 US. So that kind of ballpark you're looking
You're
at.
buying a time capsule.
Exactly. Now, there is some more recently priced books. Now, when I did some research, web research, I looked online, obviously, like you should always do when you're spending any kind of significant money. And it's hard to see this book, and rare is a kind of overused term for it. But like I said, there were a few listings for it, obviously, and very low grades. There was a good, a 2.0, going for $43 US. But, I mean, that's a good grade. I mean, this is a mid-grader, keep in mind.
that's a nice mid-grade, yeah.
It's a 6.5, like I said. I mean...
Maybe even push it.
Yeah, exactly. So there was a VG Plus that was 70 US. So it's giving, like I said, and those are comparables because, like I said, you know, they're about the same, but they're much lower grade. So, like I said, I don't think I overpaid it $1.75. When you do the conversion into US, it's about $115, $120, something like that. So very reasonable for a mid-grade book of that quality with that cover.
I think you would actually even be able to push it closer to a 7, actually.
Yeah, like I said, it's all going to come down to that little nick off the bottom left-hand corner with the graders decide how much to knock off for it for the grid. But yeah.
Well, once you send it off, we get it back, we'll show it again. So this is pre-CGC. You probably won't see the CGC for about a year because they're taking
Don't
forever.
say that. You're going to jinx me. It's going to be at least 4 or 5 months, yeah.
Okay, well, guys, that's amazing. That's amazing. Thanks for bringing that, Jose.
No problem.
And thanks to all of you for watching, and we appreciate it. And that's it. That's the end of our show. Now, if you like the comments, if you like the books, leave a comment because we love reading them. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Special guest Mike. Yes, yes.
Hoi hoi.